Hi everyone and welcome to 5MT's Meet the Teacher session. This year in Year 5, your children will be working alongside myself, Miss Thompson, Miss Erskine, who is the other Year 5 teacher, Mrs Barnett and Mrs Guildford. And I am so excited to work alongside both the children and yourselves as parents and carers in order to watch the children flourish along their journey in Year 5. In today's session, I will cover all of the key information which you will need to know about Year 5, and this will include our year group routines, the Academy's visions and values, our behaviour policy and what is expected of the children in Year 5, our photo consents, assessment information, our curriculum and units of learning, the homework the children will be given, our trips which include our exciting PGL residential trip in Year 5, and of course, we will give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you may have. So our year group routines. We do ask that your child arrives at the academy ready for school at no earlier than 8:40, and this will be when the gates open, and the gates will then close at 8:55. If your child arrives later than 8:55, they will be recorded as late on the registers. For collection after school, we would like you to collect your children from the Key Stage 2 yard, which will be between 3:15 and 3:30. Please ensure that your child will help with the running of after-school clubs to make sure that they are not effective, as different parts of the school, such as the Key Stage 2 yard, will be needed. For PE this year, in Year 5, lessons will take place on Friday afternoon, and we ask that the children continue to arrive to the academy in their PE kit. So rather than coming to school on Friday in their normal uniform, we do ask that they still come into school in the correct PE kit. However, if your child does not wear the correct kit throughout the whole day at school, we will be asking them to come into school in their normal uniform and then change before their PE lesson. I'm also really excited to say that swimming will commence this year, and for Year 5, our swimming sessions will be in the spring term. Information regarding swimming will be sent out to you closer to the time. This year, we also have lots of after-school clubs on offer, and a letter will be going home detailing all of the enrichment activities on offer for your child to take part in. And as you already know, Year 5 has the residential trip this year, which we are extremely excited to take place. And this will be taking place from Monday the 9th of May to Friday the 13th of May 2022. Our behaviour policy at Milton Primary Academy. We have numerous strategies in which we use to praise the children for their work, their attitudes and their achievements at Milton Primary Academy, such as Marbles in the Jar. This is where children work as a class to fill the marble jar. Marbles can be given for anything which we believe the children have done well, such as being polite, helping a peer, trying really hard on a lesson, beating a personal goal. Once the jar is full, the class can then decide a treat that they would like. This can range from having a movie afternoon or going on the playground for extra break or having the board games out, whatever they choose as a class. We also have Star Learners, and this is a weekly award presented in Achievement Assembly. One child will be chosen each week to be the star learner of their class. So this is if they've overcome personal goals, if they've worked extremely hard for the entire week, if they've produced a fantastic piece of learning. So we encourage the children to try really hard in order for this exceptional praise. We also have remarkable days. So if the children achieve 10 remarkable days, they will be given a special certificate which will be recognised in the Achievement Assembly. Remarkable days can be given out if a child has exceeded a certain level of questions in class, has really impressed a member of staff with how polite and helpful they've been, if they have produced a fantastic piece of writing. It can range from anything which we believe is remarkable for your child. However, if a child requires a consequence for negative behaviours, consequences will then be given. For a level 1 consequence, this is when a child moves down the behaviour chart and they will be given a verbal warning and a warning before moving to their consequence. The consequences will be decided either by myself, the teacher, or a HLTA who is in charge. Consequences may be given, such as 10 minutes off a child's break, 10 minutes missing from their marble time, whichever we think is most suitable for the individual child. However, parents will be informed if the behaviour moves to a level 2. This is if the behaviour persists and the child will be removed from their peers to a phase leader's classroom for a period of 10 minutes in the first instance. So, for example, if the level 1 behaviour persists in class, the child will then be removed and will go to their phase leader's classroom for 10 minutes, and then if it continues, the consequences will also continue to escalate. Our visions and values for Milton Primary Academy. So our academy motto is "Together we achieve our best." Now, we all know our Big 5 Academy values, but I'm just going to read them to you again. So our Big 5 values are to understand your impact, to take personal responsibility, to have bounce back ability, so to have resilience, to be positive, and to have huge goals. And we expect these children to instill our values in everything they do. So we have really high expectations for these children. So we want them to show these values both in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and we instill them in how we praise the children and within our class contracts. And the children are encouraged to demonstrate these values throughout their attitude and behaviour in all aspects of the academy life. Assessment. We use a wide range of assessment tools in Year 5 in order to assess the progress that the children are making, such as we use teacher assessment, for example, observing the children or questioning the children and looking at the work they've produced. We use Loke-Stake quizzes. This can be true or false questions or multiple choice questions within a lesson. We use Stop the Clock quizzes, where the children are presented with some questions in a short period of time that they need to answer. And of course, the standardised tests. We will also be reporting your child's progress using the different terms below. So BLW is where your child is securing some of the knowledge that they need before they can fully access the Year 5 curriculum. WTS is where your child is accessing parts of the Year 5 curriculum securely, and we will continue to work with the children on the areas that they have not yet met. EXP, so this is where we view that your child is on track to meet all of the Year 5 expectations by the end of the year. And GDS is where your child has a more secure knowledge of the Year 5 curriculum and uses this knowledge to further explore challenges in more depth and more challenging concepts. So targets. Your child's targets are going to be shared with you at different points throughout the academy year, such as at parents' evening. You will receive targets for all of the core subjects for your child. So they will have a target in English writing, they'll have targets in maths, and they'll have targets in science. And we set these targets directly for your child's learning. So it's very much individual targets, and they're not to measure their progress. These targets are really small steps in order for your child to make relevant steps in the lessons they are doing in order to make their huge goals. And we ensure that because these targets are quite small, that they can be achieved regularly, and then we update those targets regularly for that child. Okay, so behaviour reports. Behaviour reports will be sent home every term, and these reports range from a lot of areas which will inform you about how your child is doing at school. So the areas include your child's attendance, their punctuality, the behaviour both inside and outside of the classroom, the effort they put in inside the classroom, the homework they produce, whether it's completed regularly, their uniform, how smart they are looking. You will also receive an authorisation pack, and that should have been sent home this week. It is crucial that it is returned as soon as possible, as these authorisation packs inform us about any changes that your child has. For example, if they have any medical changes, the photograph consents. So we do ask that these are returned as soon as possible so we can update our records. So what does a day in Year 5 look like? As you can see on the screen, every morning in Year 5, the children will complete their morning maths targets, which we set for the children depending on what area of learning they need extra support on. They will then complete arithmetic, spellings, English, reading and maths every single day. Our afternoon sessions, as you can see, change daily in order to fully cover each area of the curriculum. So we teach our children RE, music, PSHE, history, computing, art and design, science, PE, and for our first term we are focusing on history. So for the second half term, our history lessons will change to geography. The children will also continue with their MFL lessons, so their modern foreign language lessons, and they will continue to learn about French, and which we will be learning about on a Friday morning. So our unit of learning overview. So for our units of learning this year, in Year 5, we will be studying a range of fascinating and exciting subjects that are outlined in the national curriculum. I'm so excited to start off our learning teaching all about ancient Egyptians in Autumn 1. But we also have many fascinating and really exciting topics to learn about. So not only are we learning about ancient Egypt, in geography, we're learning about mapping the world. Then in spring, for our history, we're learning about the Shang Dynasty. And in geography, we'll be learning about our climate zones. In the summer term, for history, we're learning about ancient Greece. And in geography, we will be focusing all on North America. And these are really exciting and fascinating topics that the children love learning about. So for homework, your homework for the child will be set weekly. And in this homework, they will be given reading task. And we ask that the children read at least 3 times a week at home. That can either be independently or with an adult. But we do ask that you sign your child's reading journal so we know what reading they have been doing. They will be given spellings to practice, so they'll have 15 spellings and they will also have a spelling shed activity. They'll have a My Maths task where they'll complete a maths task based on the learning they've done in school, or they will be set TT Rockstars task where they'll be asked to complete at least 300 questions, or they will be given a competition to complete. They will also receive an English activity, which can range from skills that we've been learning in lessons or onto grammar, punctuation and spelling. For each term, we ask that the children choose at least 3 tasks to complete. So they'll be given a range of tasks. They'll be given 3 project tasks that we would like them to complete, and we want them to choose 3 which they would enjoy most doing. Out of the 3 tasks, we do ask them that at least one of them is a writing task and at least one of them is one of the creative. So they are not completing all writing, for example, or all creative tasks, just so they have a mixture of both. As you can see at the bottom, we have Year 5 statutory spellings or high frequency words. So those will be as part of the 15 spellings a week that the children will be set. If you have forgotten or need new login information for their Timetable Rockstars or My Maths and Spelling Shed, which are all online, login details will be on the password cards, and these are exactly the same as last year. So the homework is set on a Friday every week, and we do ask that it will be completed by the following Wednesday. If your child requires support, they do have the opportunity to tell myself, the class teacher, on a Monday or a Tuesday before the Wednesday, or they can ask another member of staff that will be working in the class, and they will be provided with support to complete that homework, and this needs to be by the Tuesday afternoon at the latest, ready for the homework to be returned on the Wednesday. If time is limited at home for your child to complete their work as well, so if they find it okay, they know what they're doing, but they're really busy outside of school or maybe lots of clubs, we are more than welcome to sit with your child and help them with their work or give them time to complete their homework at a study group at lunchtime. Unless there are exceptional circumstances that I need to be made aware of by either yourself as the parents or the guardians, if your child does not complete their homework, they will be asked to remain in on a Thursday or Friday lunchtime to complete it then. We do ask that homework is completed because we believe it encourages children to take responsibility for the learning that they are doing in school, and it fosters a positive relationship between home and the academy, making sure we're working together to achieve the very best for our children. So our really exciting trip this year in Year 5 is the residential PJL trip. So this is all the information that you need to know so far. So this year we are extremely lucky to be able to attend our residential trip at PGL, and this is where the children will be able to take part and make fantastic memories, learn lots of new team building and communication skills, and most importantly have a really fun week. So the residential trip at PGL lasts for 4 nights, so it's an overnight residential trip. It will take part from Monday the 9th of May to Friday the 13th of May, and it will take place at PGL Bulverton Park in Shropshire. The total cost for the trip is approximately £255, but that does include the £45 deposit. And in that money, it includes everything. It includes the child's food, it includes their accommodation, the tasks and activities they'll be taking part in. And our next payment date of £50 is due on the 1st of October. So we just got a snapshot of some of the amazing activities that the children will get to take part in. So they'll have activities such as archery, abseiling, rock climbing, going on a giant swing, raft building, and they're just a snapshot of just a small amount of activities that are on offer. And all these activities are led by qualified instructors and are supported by myself, Miss Erskine, and different school staff. So more information will be given to you explaining the details of further payments in due course. And do not worry, it is not too late to sign up to the PGL trip if your child would still like to go. So if you haven't already paid the deposit or your child has changed their mind and they do want to go, please do let the office know because it is not too late to sign up, but please do let them know as soon as possible. And that concludes our Meet the Teacher session. So I'm so excited to be getting to know you more this year, especially as we can now meet on the playgrounds. I do ask though, if you do have any questions from this session, to complete the Google survey and add any comments or questions that you may have. And we are so excited for the year ahead and we look forward to watching your child flourish in Year 5. Thank you for listening.